Hi, my name is Chris. I just wanted to share with you guys one of my hell trips. I've been taking psychedelics for about 15 years now. I'm a little retired. I have four little ones and a stay-at-home wife, so it's kind of out of the question. I think last time I tripped, a real one was on Father's Day, and we'll discuss that another time. But yeah, this happened. I'm 32 now. This happened when I was 22. And me and my buddy, who was it at the time? Oh, Matt Jones. So me and my buddy Matt, we set up for a trip. And normally I like to go to shows and stuff, and I went to Coachella every year for about like 6 years. But once in a while I'll have like a good house trip. And so I like visual and audio stimulation. So I'm not sure what, I know we had put on some Daft Punk and Pretty Lights Coming Up at the Sun. Had some things that started getting a little weird, but I think things started to get weird when we had put on Finding Nemo, and when the album had hit Pretty Lights Coming Up at the Sun, like it gets to the scene where it's the fish tank and they're doing the shark bait hoo-ha-ha, but after they do the ritual, all of a sudden it turns into almost like a DVD title screen. Like things are going off course, like things aren't going what they're supposed to be doing, like the TV's not playing what it's supposed to be playing. So kind of freaked out for a minute. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is weird. And so I'm a little freaked out, and the Finding Nemo finally turns off, and I don't want to change the channel, so it ended up going to my grandma. I used to live with my grandma at the time, and she had on it's like video on demand or something, and it ends up going to like the previous screen, which it was the channel that I was watching before, and it happened to be Conan O'Brien. And all of a sudden, I'm watching TV, and obviously I'm tripping pretty hard, and all of a sudden he comes to the screen, Conan O'Brien, and he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like, he's just looking around on the TV, walking around in this white room for like, had to have been like 10 minutes, and he's just not saying anything, and he's just standing there. And I have the weirdest feeling like things are gonna go off course here, so that was a little weird. So it was on TBS, and then it goes on to the next thing. It goes from Conan O'Brien, and then it goes to Cougar Town. And Cougar Town, it was Courtney Cox and one of the chicks from White Chicks, and they were both talking to each other, but it was only them. And they were talking in this like demonic tongue, and I couldn't understand it, and I didn't want to because it was like really perverted. But the little bits that I could understand were they were telling me basically like to eat and to kill myself. And when you're not on that level, like subconscious level, because when you take mushrooms, you kind of change your like your brain frequencies, so you kind of get into different dimensions. So when I had taken this, I don't know what dimension this was, but it was hardcore. And it was I don't know if it was a demonic dimension, but these demons were presenting themselves to me from the TV, and they were talking to me, and they're like subconsciously they're feeding me this stuff, and you don't even know what you're watching on TV, and so that's freaking me out. I'm like, whoa. And then it starts, what was the next one? So the next thing that comes on is Tyler Perry's, trying to think right now. It was Tyler Perry's House of Pain. And I looked it up later, and it was starring Michael J. White, and Michael J. White actually happened to be the star of Spawn. And so these lower demons were kind of like around him, and they were talking with him, but all of a sudden the big chief presented himself to me as Michael J. White, and he presented himself as the devil, and he was communicating with me. and he was telling me a bunch of hurtful truths about myself. He was telling me that I only call my mom when I needed money, and just, you know, a bunch of stuff that, you know, as much as it hurts at the time, like, you know, I felt like a little truth to it, so it hurt me a little bit, you know. But I'm, you know, spiritually, and I'm strong, so I kind of fought the attacks that were being presented to me, but at the same time, like, you know, I'm still really tripping. And then all of a sudden, I think that goes away, and then I turn off the TV, and then I'm kind of freaking out because I get this weird feeling that, like, I am in hell, and that this is what happens to crazy people when they take mushrooms, that
they have to live a life of deep psychosis. But I ended up waking up. I woke up and my face was like this close to the wall. I had this profound feeling like I had gotten another chance, because I honestly really thought that I had damned my soul somehow. And just that thought, when you're in that type of trance, like, that could just send you right off. And that's what it did for me. But I've taken it multiple times after that. I've had similar experiences that I think I'll share later on. But I hope you might have gotten some from this. Might have felt the weird vibes, but it was definitely an interesting trip. And, you know, it's something that I take with me, you know, from every trip. You know, you learn something more about yourself and the universe, I feel. And, you know, with these, I guess, dimensions, or these demons and these entities, I feel they are just trying to keep us from the truth, to distract us, to just put a fork in the road, to change your views somehow. I don't know, but I know that there is a spiritual warfare, and that you know, it's hard to shield yourself against something that you can't see. And for me, you know, seeing is believing, and I've always been able to go to these places in my trips and bring them back. Like, I felt like I was blessed with that, because I have a lot of friends, you know, we trip, and, you know, a lot of times they might have had an experience, but they don't really remember it. But me, I really don't forget anything. And I hope you enjoyed this, and there's gonna be more to come. Hope you have a good day. Bye.